Welcome to the BWP Informatics tutorial of Module 4. This tutorial will introduce you to the FIMS plugin and familiarize you with the validation and upload process. We will explain how to install the plugin, we will explain the spreadsheet validation process, and finally, we will demonstrate how to upload the validated spreadsheet into the FIMS database. Before we can begin validating and uploading spreadsheets into the FIMS database, the following must be completed. 1. Your BWP FIMS spreadsheet accurately populated with all relevant field data. And 2. The installation of Genius software in the FIMS plugin. As we discussed in Module 1, the BWP FIMS database is a repository for all field data associated with your specimen. Subsequently, this data will be attached to your barcode record in GenBank. To download the FIMS plugin software, navigate your way to the BWP FIMS training folder under the Barcode of Wildlife Project bookshelf in Google Drive. The file named is FIMS Upload and it's a .gplugin file. To install the FIMS plugin software so that it runs inside of Genius, go to the Tools tab on the menu bar in Genius and scroll to the bottom of the list and select Plugins. A large gray preferences box will appear showing you what plugins are available to you and what plugins are currently installed. Click on the button with the blue folder icon which states Install Plugin from gplugin file and search for your FIMSUpload.gplugin file. After you have found and selected your FIMSUpload.gplugin file, click OK at the bottom right. You must now restart Genius to complete the installation. Once Genius restarts, check that the FIMS Upload plugin is installed correctly. You can do this by going back to the Tools tab on the menu bar and selecting Plugins at the bottom of the drop-down menu. If installed correctly, the Upload to FIMS.gplugin file will appear in the Installed Plugins section of the Preferences box. Now that the FIMS plugin has been successfully installed, let's walk through how to access the FIMS database prior to validating or uploading your spreadsheet. Hopefully this screen looks familiar to you from the Module 3 tutorial. We are looking at the Genius software interface that you see when you first open Genius. On the far left-hand side of the Genius interface, you will see your local database menu where all of your folders reside. As a side note, when you open Genius for the first time, there will already be quite a few folders in this database. These folders hold example data for you to use as you familiarize yourself with the software. These can be deleted if you prefer not to see them. Before accessing the FIMS database, you should create a new folder in your local database where you will store your spreadsheet validation files. Here is a quick guide on how to create a new folder. Make sure you have selected the local folder in the local database, and go to the File tab found in the Genius menu bar, and under the drop-down menu, click New Folder. A Create New Folder dialog box will open where you can add the name of your new folder. In this instance, we are going to name the new folder Spreadsheet Validation. After you have created your Spreadsheet Validation folder, you must select this folder before proceeding. By doing so, you are telling Genius where to save your validation file. We recommend you save all of your validation files in one location for future reference. Next, click on the Tools tab in the Genius menu bar and scroll down until you find the Upload to Biocode FIMS selection. In case you don't remember, in Module 3 I briefly mentioned where the name Biocode came from. The original FIMS software was built for the Maria Biocode project and has, since then, been modified to meet BWP's needs. If you cannot find this selection, it means that the Upload FIMS.gplugin file was not installed. Once you have selected the Upload to Biocode FIMS option, you will be directed to a dialog box with a User Login button. Click the button and then click OK. A new login box appears and you will need to enter your username and password, both of which will be provided to you by the BWP Informatics team. All processes in the FIMS and LIMS can be traced to a specific user. Therefore, your username and password should not be shared with other people. After logging in, another Upload to Biocode FIMS dialog box appears asking you to provide information about your project, your dataset code, and your sample data. You will need to select your project code from the drop-down menu. During your in-country training, you will select the Barcode of Wildlife Training Project. After your training, you will select the Barcode of Wildlife country project that is relevant to you. The next box asks you to enter your dataset code. The name of your completed spreadsheet is what BWP is calling the dataset code. The naming convention for the completed spreadsheet is lab acronym _ initials followed by 2 numbers. A spreadsheet containing all new entries will have a unique dataset code or name. If you are updating entries on a previously validated and uploaded spreadsheet, you will use the original dataset code or spreadsheet name from the original uploaded spreadsheet to overwrite the existing entries. Finally, you will need to import your completed BWP FIMS spreadsheet using the Browse button next to the Sample Data box. You must find your completed spreadsheet and then click OK at the button on the bottom right. As a side note, if you only want to validate your spreadsheet without uploading it, you can uncheck the Upload box. Immediately after clicking the OK button, further dialog boxes will appear on your screen notifying you of the validation processes taking place. The validation and upload should take no more than a couple of minutes to complete. The first thing you will see is a box indicating that authentication and initialization are in progress. Next, a Continue ? Dialog box will appear stating that the dataset code you are using does not exist. This is because this is your first entry with this dataset code. You will be asked if you wish to create a new one. Click OK. As we mentioned in the previous slide, the only time you will be using an existing dataset code or spreadsheet name is when you want to add additional field data to an already existing spreadsheet. At this point, another progress bar will appear notifying you of the validation processes taking place. If any of the orange columns in your spreadsheet have been left blank or have been populated incorrectly, a warning box will appear notifying you of the issues that the validator has found in your spreadsheet. Furthermore, some of the columns in the spreadsheet have a controlled vocabulary that will also prompt an error or a warning. On the Terms Definitions page, these terms are marked with an icon list. As you can see, our values for the Processing Lab column are not in the controlled vocabulary for that term, so a warning is raised. You will be asked if you would like to continue anyways. Read over the warnings and take note of what issues need to be resolved. If you need to add a value to a controlled vocabulary list, contact one of the Informatics trainers. Although warning messages will appear, you can still move forward with the validation and upload of your spreadsheet. This dialog box just highlights them for you. For instance, where terms have been left blank, these must be filled into the spreadsheet at a later time when the information is available, and then the spreadsheet will be revalidated and re-uploaded so that the new information is attached to everything downstream. Once you have successfully validated and uploaded your spreadsheet, this is the screen you will see. A green Validation Succeeded message will be displayed in the document viewer, and additionally, you will find that a new validation entry file has been saved in your spreadsheet validation folder. Here's an example of what a failed validation looks like. You can see the red error message in the document viewer. If you recall from Module 1, the blue terms on the spreadsheet are absolutely required to be filled out for a successful upload to the FIMS database. If a blue column is left blank, you will get an error similar to this one stating unable to initialize FIMS. If you are confident that all of your required terms have been populated correctly and you are still receiving unable to initialize FIMS errors, then please take a screenshot of the error message and send it to us immediately for resolution. There are other reasons you might receive errors, and we will do our very best to resolve these issues as fast as they come up. This brings us to the end of our tutorial on validating and uploading your BWP FIMS spreadsheet to the FIMS database. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any further questions regarding the information in this video.